goes out to all of our frontline workers for doing what they do to make us safe. Thank you, guys. Late nights, are you sleepless too? Wide awake in the starless blue, staring up at the ceiling. Do you feel what I'm feeling? Little fights at the weekend, do you love me better when I'm not with you? We were built like concrete, I used to know your heartbeat. The light has disappeared, the dust has settled here, but still I want you near. I've been waiting for that slow fade. Ooh, kinda hoping that you won't stay. Ooh, there's no color in us lately, and it's too hard to say. I've been praying that we'll lose our love in slow fade. Crazy how it was me and you from the start of the sun and moon. Held each other through it. We were young and foolish. Now we're dancing like we're done. We found the end of the moon and sun. Was it always like this? 'Cause now it's always like this. The light has disappeared, the dust has settled here, but still I want you near. I've been waiting for that slow fade. Ooh, I'm kinda hoping that you won't stay. There's no color in us lately, and it's too hard to say. I've been praying that we'll lose our love in slow fade. Maybe I'll find you again, maybe I won't. I think for now that it's best if we let it go. I hope you get all you want out of this life, even if it's not with me by your side. I've been waiting for that slow fade. I'm kinda hoping that you won't stay. There's no color in us lately, and it's too hard to say. I've been praying that we lose our love in slow fade. I've been praying that we lose our love in slow fade.
"How are you doing?" was the first thing that the American Lung Association said to me when I called them. I became my mom's primary caretaker at the age of 23. I can still remember the exact words that my mom said when she was told she had lung cancer. She immediately started sobbing and said, "Am I going to die?"
We are here for people usually when they don't hear good news. When an individual experiences lung cancer, usually when they're talking with their doctor, they might not understand what that doctor is saying because they just were told some devastating news. So once they are able to reflect a little bit what's happening, that's when they need help. And we're here to listen, and we're here to help them through what they're going through the best that we can.
Statistically, lung cancer is the #1 killer of both men and women in the US. Within 3 months, my mom actually passed away. It was very quick, very sudden, very unexpected, and it's very common within people with stage 4 lung cancer for it to take them very, very quickly.
The American Lung Association's mission is to prevent lung disease and to promote lung health. We do this through education, advocacy, services, and our research programs. We provide education in multiple ways. It can either be helping expectant mothers come up with the tools and the education to quit smoking. It can also be to educate the people here in Missouri about our air quality and how, as a state, we're failing. Through our advocacy efforts, we work with legislators to really pass smoke-free air laws and protect the laws that are already set to make sure that we can continue to improve the air that we breathe, whether that's internal air or external air.
I called the American Lung Association Lung Helpline, and the person that I talked to immediately asked about me. And having somebody ask about me as a caretaker just meant the world to me. Getting to get those feelings and emotions out in a healthy manner really helped me get through the situation that I was in. And they really just helped me be the best caretaker for my mom that I could be in the very short time that we still had with her.
The tangible way Missourians see the American Lung Association is through our programs and services, whether that is helping a workforce provide smoking cessation programs to their employees, when it's working with expectant mothers, when it's doing home visits, to where a small child may have asthma and be able to look at their home to find out what is triggering that child's asthma. We offer programs and services, we offer education, but we know if we want to cure this disease, it will need to come from research.
We continue to study many approaches, not knowing which one will or won't be the next great breakthrough. Some investigations lead to therapies that change lives tremendously. Some teach us that our approach was not the best of ideas and wasn't effective. The only way to understand where the great breakthroughs are going to come from is to do large, well-constructed, well-designed, well-executed studies in order to truly understand that we have identified a life-changing therapy.
We're so close in making some major breakthroughs when it comes to how we look at lung cancer and overall lung health. And that's why we need everyone's support more than ever before so we can continue this fight.
These studies are designed to include patients of all age groups, of all genders, and across the country. So the benefits can be extremely wide and impact most patients with the disorders of interest.
People should donate to the American Lung Association because they truly do change lives in so many ways. They changed mine just from a phone call. They've changed others by funding research and working for clean air and for tobacco cessation programs, and they just do so much to help people breathe better.
When you donate to the American Lung Association, 90 cents of every dollar goes towards our mission, and that mission is directly impacting people's lives.
So the person that I am now is drastically different from the person that I was 5 years ago when my mom was diagnosed with lung cancer and when I went through this experience. I'm a much happier person. I'm a much more confident person. I actually live in the house that my mom grew up in, and that kind of helps me keep my mom's memory alive and feel connected to her. I have a tattoo of my mom's actual handwriting. She wrote that when she was on life support and she couldn't talk, and it says heart all, and that was my mom's way of saying that she loved us all. If there was a cure to lung cancer, it would make me the happiest person in the entire world. It's all that I talk about. I would love to spend as much time as I can paying it forward to the American Lung Association.
Now more than ever, we need your help in the fight against lung disease. Whether that's through financial support or through volunteering, we can't do this alone. Because when you can't breathe, nothing else matters.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for sharing your impactful story and keeping your mom's memory alive by volunteering with the American Lung Association. And thank you at home for joining us tonight for the second annual Evening of Promise. I'm Shay Long, Vice President, Head of Product Development at Motive Care, and Chair of this year's gala. We know this year's brought many unforeseen changes and challenges impacting all of us, and we are honored that you chose to spend time with us tonight virtually. Did you know that humans can survive 5 weeks without food, 3 days without water, but only 3 minutes without breath? That's why we're here tonight, to fight lung disease so that everyone can breathe easier. Your financial support allows the American Lung Association to move their mission forward. This includes helping individuals quit smoking, advocating at the federal and state levels for clean air and healthy lungs, funding promising research, and making health education resources available in our community. You can feel confident when making a donation, as nearly 90% of every dollar raised will go directly to the Lung Association's programs. Our goal tonight is to raise $50,000, and a few ways that you can support our cause is by clicking on the silent auction tab right below this video to view and bid on fantastic auction packages. Bidding will close at 9 p.m. tonight, so set those max bids or check your items often. You can also click on any of the boxes located on the right-hand side of the screen to make a donation that will have lasting impact. We are going to have a great event tonight. And now it's my pleasure to introduce you to my co-chair, Dennis Barnes, Executive Vice President of Reinsurance Group of America.
On behalf of the millions of Americans living with lung disease, thank you for joining us tonight. As many of you know, the Evening of Promise is a lung cancer awareness event. Lung cancer is the #1 cancer killer. 1 in 15 men and 1 in 17 women will develop lung cancer in their lifetime. In fact, during the time we'll spend together tonight, approximately 26 people will be diagnosed with lung cancer. So we have a lot of work to do, but we cannot have a lung health event without also talking about another lung health threat, the COVID-19 pandemic. It'll come as no surprise to you that the Lung Association has been at the forefront of defeating the COVID-19 pandemic. Let's watch this video and a message from Queen Latifah.
COVID-19 is a severe lung infection. Trust the American Lung Association for science-based public health information, especially for the 36 million Americans who live with lung disease. We have resources to protect your lung health. Access expertise from medical professionals and peer-to-peer support through our online communities. Visit lung.org for daily updates.
We've hit some dramatic milestones in this country recently. Due to increased funding, scientific collaborations, and decades of vaccine research to build upon, we have safe and effective vaccines against COVID-19, giving us hope that an end to the pandemic is in sight. As a physician, I was able to receive my COVID-19 vaccine, and I'm working with my patients and organizations throughout the community to talk about their concerns. As a daughter, I was able to help my mom get her shot, and now I'm able to visit her without fear. My teenage children are looking forward to getting vaccinated when it's available to them. They've already signed up. At the American Lung Association, we want you to make your own decision about getting the vaccine. I encourage you to ask questions you need to ask your doctors. Learn more, visit lung.org.
We all know by now that among its many symptoms, COVID-19 just loves to attack the respiratory system, crippling our most essential function, our ability to breathe. I witnessed the stakes of lung health firsthand, watching my mother battle scleroderma, which led to fibrosis of her lungs, making it extremely difficult for her to breathe. So I know how hard it is to watch someone go from being someone who can breathe just fine to requiring oxygen, to requiring a ventilator. Now, my mom was a high school teacher who dedicated herself to helping people. And although she lost that battle with that lung disease, we are here tonight so that other people don't have to. She would want me here just for that reason. And that's why I first started working with the American Lung Association, an incredible organization with a 115-year track record as a trusted champion for respiratory health. They first came together way back when to fight tuberculosis through education, advocacy, and research. And since then, it has been significantly reduced. Well, guess who's in their crosshairs now? COVID-19. One thing I've learned working with the American Lung Association, the lungs are amazing. They provide the breath for historic speeches, mind-blowing sports highlights, soul-shaking vocals, even what I'm saying right now. Now, it sounds weird to say, but the lungs are the unsung hero of the body. So tonight, we're gonna celebrate them. We're also gonna protect them by raising money for the American Lung Association's COVID-19 Action Initiative. The Lung Association is ready to meet the moment and help address the havoc this pandemic is inflicting, particularly communities of color. They're aware of the systemic health disparities. They're stepping up and taking on the formidable task of closing the gaps in how this country takes care of its people. But they need our help to do it. I know we will. Lives are at stake. We're asking you to open your minds, your hearts, and of course your wallets, of course.
As Queen Latifah shared, we're asking you to open your minds and your wallets to support bringing an end to systemic health disparities, and we need your help. The Lung Association has a saying, when you can't breathe, nothing else matters. And this couldn't be truer for the more than 30 million people in the United States who have been diagnosed with COVID-19. The American Lung Association responded by investing $25 million to create the COVID-19 Action Initiative, an initiative to end COVID-19 and defend against future respiratory virus pandemics, and by investing in research, education, and advocacy. Tonight is about helping us address today's pandemic and the urgency around lung cancer treatments to save the lives of our friends, our family, and those in our community. This could not be accomplished without all of you and the dedication of our corporate partners, who we'd like to highlight now. Thank you to our corporate partners for your support, and please remember that you can help us achieve our goal by clicking on any of the boxes on the right-hand side of the screen. Also, right below this video is the tab Game. Click on this tab to play our interactive match game featuring our sponsor logos. Since this year's event is virtual, some of you may be watching tonight with your families, and a go-to food item when entertaining is a charcuterie board. We provided some of these boards to our dedicated supporters, but we also wanted to show you how you can make these right at home, and they'll look just as impressive as the ones you've seen on the internet. We've included an ingredient list on the Evening of Promise website, and we invited Melissa from Bravo Boards to give us some tips and tricks. Take a look.
Hi everyone, my name is Melissa Seedley from Bravo Boards, and I'm here today to show you how to make a beautiful charcuterie board for your guests to enjoy. Okay, so today I brought a couple different cheeses for you all to try. So we are going to do a soft cheese brie, which is from a cow's milk. I've got an aged cheddar, which is more of a hard cheese, and then a manchego, which is from Spain, and it comes from a sheep's milk. So we have a couple different varieties of cheeses here, a couple different flavors and textures, and you really want your guests to enjoy based on what their preference is. So one way with the manchego, what I like to do is kind of do them every other. So I've already got them sliced here, as you can see. And what I like to do is just display them so that they go every other way like this. Creates a little height and some texture, and it will look really nice on your board. And one thing to note too is you kind of want to spread them out. So I try to divide up the different colors and flavors that we have. So you don't want all your cheese right here in this corner. I'm gonna put the brie up here in the corner. And then a couple different ways you can do your aged cheddar or really any kind of hard cheese. One, you can do slices and just kind of fan them out, which I'm doing right here, as you can see. Another thing you can do with your aged cheddar or one of your hard cheeses, and it's super easy to do, is you can literally just break it off. I think when you do that, it puts it into bite-sized pieces, and then with the way that it looks a little rough around the edges, and it adds some texture to your board. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is just display some of our fruits and vegetables. So I've got some green grapes here today. I've got green cucumbers. I'm gonna go ahead and lay the grapes down just kind of along the back here. I am gonna add the olives right here. I just put them in a ramekin. You can display them on a toothpick if you'd like. I did add a little jam. This is optional, but it does add some extra flavor and pairs great with the brie. So I'm just gonna set that over here next to the brie. Again, with the ramekins, kind of similar to the cheeses, you wanna kind of separate those out. So you don't want those all right on top of each other. That way it will just balance out the board a little better. I did bring some blueberries as well, so I'm gonna sprinkle those over the grapes to break up that green a little bit. And then you can really just put a pile wherever you'd like. I'm gonna go ahead and put some in between over here to get some blue. And next I'm gonna show you guys a fun trick with a kiwi. What we're gonna do is cut some lines into it across the kiwi. And then when you pull it apart, it'll look like a kiwi flower. So it's a nice way to elevate the board and look really fancy, but it's super simple. So all we're doing here, we're just gonna hold the kiwi down and just make little cuts in a little zigzag all around the kiwi. We'll just wanna make sure they link up. And then you've got yourself a nice kiwi flower. Okay, and now we're gonna add some crackers. I brought a couple different varieties today. You can use whatever you'd like and just place them wherever works for you on the board. I'm gonna go ahead and stick these. They kind of have a flat edge, so they stand up pretty well on their own. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick these behind that brie. And then I'm gonna take these crackers and display them in a couple different spots on the board. Put some there, we'll go here. All right, next I'm gonna show you guys a really fun party trick. We're gonna learn how to make a salami rose, and you're gonna go ahead and lay it out on your board. And then once it's all laid out, I'm gonna keep 2 on the side, and I'll show you what to do with those at the end. You're just gonna fold it over in half, and then start tightly rolling it from one end to the other. And then what you'll wanna do from there is just kind of pull apart some of the outside edges so they start to look like petals. And then you're gonna take those last 2 pieces and put those around the edge as well. And then I'm just gonna display that here in the center of the board, a nice focal point. All right, so we've just got a couple more gaps here. The key here is really you just wanna fill up the board with as much as possible. So I'm just gonna keep filling in some of these gaps with my nuts and my blueberries. And then at the very end, we'll throw on some garnish and you'll be ready to go. All right, and then our last step, now that we've got all of our gaps filled in, we're just gonna add some garnish. I've got some mint and some rosemary. You can just stick it wherever you see. Always like to add something onto your cheese just to kind of add some color. And there you go. Now you're ready to wow your guests.
My name is Brett Chudy, Executive Director for the American Lung Association Missouri, and thank you for joining us this evening. The past 12 months has challenged our entire nation in ways we couldn't imagine, but we have not let it slow us down. Here is a look back at what we were able to accomplish.
It's been a busy year for the American Lung Association.
Use social media, FaceTime, WebEx seminars, and of course the American Lung Association offers a lot of tips as well.
Your recommended solution
is to ban all flavors, including mint and menthol.
That's a big statement. That's a very big statement.
But in early March, we were able to quickly refocus around the lung disease that stopped the world. In a period of misinformation, the Lung Association emerged as the go-to resource for science-based, trusted health information through our COVID-19 Action Initiative.
The new FDA standards that Dr. Poland mentioned that came out yesterday are an example of science-based leadership saying We want to see enough safety data so that we can be confident.
The ALA is putting a lot of time and effort to figure out how we can do that best.
If it's a really effective vaccine, and most everybody wants to and does get vaccinated, you could probably come close to eliminating it from the country.
The Lung Association is ready to meet the moment and help address the havoc this pandemic is inflicting, particularly communities of color.
Through it all, we strengthened existing partnerships and created new ones. And if that wasn't enough, we continue to support all our strategic imperatives, including our efforts to defeat lung cancer, champion clean air for all, create a tobacco-free future, improve the quality of life for all those with lung disease. During an unpredictable year, we've been able to adapt and support the needs of our community. And it is because of your commitment and support that we are able to get closer to our vision of a world free of lung disease. Thank you.
It was a busy year indeed, and we are just getting started. We are able to get closer to our vision of a world free of lung disease through your commitment and support. One way that you can continue to support our life-changing work is through our silent auction. We have some fantastic auction items, including a Bravo board that was highlighted earlier. All you need to do is just click on the silent auction tab right below this video. Some of our other great packages include Our auction closes at 9 p.m., so make sure to place your bids. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Brittany, a friend of the American Lung Association. Brittany is going to share how her world was turned upside down by a single text.
We were best friends, shopping buddies, lunch dates. She was my broken heart healer, my cheerleader. She was my whole world. My mom was the most amazing woman I have ever had the privilege of knowing. She had the most beautiful spirit. She was funny. She was very, very vibrant and was a calm, beautiful, wonderful soul. When my mom got sick, my whole world just kind of changed. She was diagnosed with idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis in February of 2016. She really needed a lung transplant, but unfortunately a week after she was diagnosed with IPF, she was also diagnosed with cancer, with multiple myeloma, and so she became ineligible for the transplant list. So it was literally, we were a sitting duck. We were just waiting for the inevitable. And it was painful and also a beautiful kind of reminder that we only have a limited amount of time together. And so it was kind of a time of calm, of just realizing like this is me and you, and this is what we've got, and enjoying each other and laughing a lot. So it was a very painfully beautiful time. So that last 18 months was really just a painful experience, watching her struggle to breathe every day. She couldn't carry really a conversation. She couldn't walk very well because she was so winded. We did pretty well for the first about 16 months, and then about 18 months later, she was just unable to breathe at all, and we ended up losing her right after Thanksgiving in 2017. I miss my mom more than anything in the world. Every day. At After my mom passed away, I was really feeling the void of not having her there. And I happened to be driving home one day and I saw a billboard for the American Lung Association Fight for Air Climb, and it happened to be the weekend of my birthday. So it seemed like that was just divine intervention, and it was a way for me to be able to raise money for a cause that I really care about in her honor, and also to have her feel like she was there with me as I struggled to breathe up the bazillion flights of steps at the climb. Going up the staircase during the climb is very emotional. You get very winded and you want to stop, and it's very eye-opening. I watched my mom struggle to breathe for almost 2 years, and I did it for maybe 30 minutes and literally wanted to just lay down at the end and give up, like I was done. And so to really put that in perspective as you're climbing and you're thinking about people that this is their everyday life, they really can't breathe, it's just a very emotional experience. I fundraise for the American Lung Association because there are so many individuals that are impacted by lung disease, be it lung cancer, asthma, you name it, and they're stealing moments from us. My mom will never zip up my wedding dress. She'll never babysit her grandkids, things that I will never be able to get back. And so it's very important to me that I support an organization that's able to provide funding and research for these lung diseases. My future looks like enjoying life to the fullest. I have really learned in losing my mom that you don't get any time back. So I have tried to take advantage of every moment I have, surround myself with people that I love, that bring peace to my life, that I enjoy spending time with. And that's really what I see long term, focusing on just being around good people and smiling and laughing and taking a page out of my mom's book and focus on living. Lung disease took my best friend and my whole heart. If you can find it in your spirit, please donate to the American Lung Association so that other people don't have to lose people that they love to these devastating lung diseases.
Thank you, Brittany, for sharing your story. You're an inspiration. Brittany's story also demonstrates the importance of funding lung health research and resources. The American Lung Association's mission is crucial, immediate, and winnable. Now, we are asking you to support the Lung Association. Every gift will help support our efforts to stop lung disease in its tracks and take critical precautionary measures to protect us from future respiratory virus pandemics. We know we have a long way to go before we can overcome both the medical and social issues that are at the root cause of lung health disparities, but I'm confident in our ability to continue to make meaningful change, thanks in part to each of you. As you consider making a gift to support the Lung Association's mission, please enjoy this special message from Emmy, Golden Globe, and Oscar winner Laura Dern.
Hey, I'm Laura Dern. I've worked with the American Lung Association for several years now to help raise awareness of lung cancer, the #1 cancer killer that took my grandfather and several close friends. And over the years, I've learned more about the dangers to lung health, like air pollution, radon, tobacco smoke, of course, and vaping. I've also learned about lung diseases like asthma and COPD, and now COVID-19. The pandemic has impacted all of us, putting lung health front and center. I've lost loved ones, and I know many of you have too. The American Lung Association supports the most vulnerable members of our communities and funds life-saving research. I'm asking you to help our efforts. Any donation can make an impact if we all pitch in together. Join me today and donate to the American Lung Association to protect lung health of all Americans. Because when you can't breathe, nothing else matters.
Wow, donations have already started coming in. Please consider joining by making a gift. Here is what your donations will do. A gift of $1,000 could help us make an immense impact on the prevention of lung disease. It supports 2 days of research to develop better treatments for asthma or COVID-19 and other emerging respiratory viruses. $500 helps 10 students stop vaping and living a life addicted to tobacco. Your gift will give kids the tools that they need to say no to that very first cigarette, e-cigarette, vape pen, hookah, and other addicting tobacco products. $250 can mean life or breath for someone with lung disease or lung cancer. It could also promote awareness of life-saving vaccines for 14 individuals. Our final level of the evening is $100. If you haven't already made a donation tonight, please consider giving a contribution at the $100 level. $100 could educate 2 homeowners about radon testing to prevent lung cancer. Thank you all for your donations. If you haven't already donated, there's still some time. And now for some fun. How about we hear from Matchbox 20's Rob Thomas?
Thanks again to the American Lung Association for letting me be a part of the COVID-19 Action Initiative. This is for all the frontline workers out there that keep things going and keep us safe. It's hard for me with my heart still on the mend. Won't you open up to me like you do your girlfriends? You sing to me and it's harmony. Girl, what you do to me is everything. Make me say anything just to get you back again. Why can't we just try? I don't wanna be lonely no more. I don't wanna have to pay for this. I don't wanna know the lover at my door. It's just another heartache on my list. I don't wanna be angry no more. You know I can never stand for this. When you tell me that you love me, know for sure. I don't wanna be lonely anymore. No, 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 oh no, 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 no. What if I was good to you? What if you were good to me? And what if I could hold you until I feel you move inside of me? What if it was paradise? And what if we were symphonies? What if I gave all my life to find some way to stand beside you? I don't wanna be lonely no more. I don't wanna have to pay for this. I don't wanna know the lover at my door. It's just another heartache on my list. I don't wanna be angry no more. You know I can never stand for this. When you tell me that you love me, know for sure. I don't wanna be lonely anymore. No, 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 oh no, 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 oh no, no, no. I don't wanna be lonely no more. I don't wanna be lonely no more. No, I know, I know, I know, no. I don't wanna be lonely anymore.
Good evening. I am Mike Burns, Vice Chairman of the Local Leadership Board in Missouri. While our Evening of Promise looked a little different this year, I wanted to personally thank you for joining us this evening, enjoying interactive demonstrations and listening to some music, all while learning about the important work of the American Lung Association. For more than 115 years, the American Lung Association has been the champion of lung health that serves over 20 million Americans each year, while supporting millions more with their pioneering model of education, advocacy, and research. This could not happen without people like you. So thank you for your dedication and your support of our cause. I would now like to welcome Chris Scaglione, Chairman of our Leadership Board in Missouri.
On behalf of the Missouri Leadership Board, thank you for your support, and we hope you are enjoying tonight's program. We can't begin to express how grateful we are to have you with us this evening. Tonight, we have learned more about the Lung Association's mission and how relevant the organization's work is in our community. That is why we are here tonight, to fight lung disease so that everyone can breathe easier. As you know, the proceeds raised this evening are one of the ways the Lung Association supports its critical work. And as a reminder, there are multiple ways in which you can support our cause. You can bid on a silent auction item by clicking on the tab directly below this video, or you can make a direct donation by clicking on any of the boxes on the right-hand side of the screen. And please remember, our silent auction will close at 9 o'clock tonight, and the winning bidders will be contacted by an American Lung Association staff partner. Thank you again for taking time out of your evening to join us tonight. And to wrap up our event, I would like to turn it back over to Shay Long and Dennis Barnes.
Thank you, Chris. As we wrap up this evening, I want to take a moment to thank my Vice Chair, Dennis Barnes, our local leadership board, the Evening of Promise Committee, and our corporate partners. I would also like to thank you. This is such a memorable evening. And I'm also very excited to announce that we have exceeded our fundraising goal for this year. Thank you again for attending and donating to this important cause. I have enjoyed chairing this year's event, and it gives me great honor knowing that Dennis will continue leading this event for the 3rd annual Evening of Promise. Dennis, I will turn it over to you.
Thank you, Shay, for your leadership, and I'm excited to work with our committee in achieving great things in 2022. It's been a wonderful night. We've heard impactful stories from Kelly and Brittany and seen firsthand how the Lung Association is fighting back against COVID-19 and future respiratory pandemics. We've listened to some great music and are still putting our bids in for our favorite silent auction items. Most important, we've done all of this while raising over $50,000 for the American Lung Association. I have big shoes to fill leading this event in 2022, but I know we're up to the challenge. We close with a performance from Sam Hill of the Ex-Ambassadors. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thank you again for being part of our Evening of Promise at home.
It's Sam from Ex-Ambassadors here, and I am very proud to be a part of the American Lung Association's COVID-19 Action Initiative. I hope that this little show that I'm going to do for you inspires you to give whatever you can to help them achieve their goals in helping serve underserved communities, to give them the relief and attention they desperately need and deserve right now. This goes out to all of our frontline workers. Thank you for doing everything that you're doing right now to keep us safe. We appreciate you so much.
Run away with me. Lost souls are every running wild, running free. 2 kids, you and me. I said, hey, 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 living like a renegade. Hey, 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 living like a renegade. 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 Long live the pioneers, rebels and mutineers. Go forth and have no fear. Come close and let it in. I said, hey, 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 living like a renegade. Hey, 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 living like a renegade. 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 So all hail the underdogs, all hail the new kids, all hail the outlaws and Spielbergs and Kubricks. It's our time to make a move, it's our time to make a mess, it's our time to break the rules. Let's begin. I say, hey, hey.